one of the most prolific Christmas films ever, has had many renditions of it throughout the years. If you're scratching your head wondering what I'm talking about, well, bah humbug to you, because I'm talking about A Christmas Carol. If you throw in the creativity of Jim Henson along with his greatest creation known as the Muppets, it really brings out a different side of how the story itself is portrayed. So get ready as we present a watch along of sorts as we watch the masterpiece that is the Muppets Christmas Carol. This is a Comic Talkers production, and you are listening to a ho 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 edition of Just for Flix. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Patty B. With me today on this grim occasion of sorts is Mr. B Dog, Mr. Brandon. Man, I am so jolly today. I am excited of what we have in store for the fans.
Well,
Tell them what we got today, Mr. B Dog.
you know, in the spirit of giving, we gave our friends and family an option of a Christmas movie that they think we should watch. And they chose the Muppets Christmas Carol for us fans.
Yep.
I have not seen this movie. I've told Pat, I have not seen this movie since I was 10 years old. And just for the shits and giggles of this podcast, I decided to go, you know what? I'm not going to watch it to remind myself how terrible this movie is. I'm just going to watch it. The sad thing is, it involves one of my favorite actors of all time, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. I failed you, Master Bruce. Uh,
Yeah.
he failed this movie. No, I'm just messing. But, I'm ready to be visited by three spirits. I'm ready to get into this fun tale. I'm a big Christmas Carol guy. I really do love a lot of Christmas Carol movies. Um, this one's not my favorite, but again, I might be shocked. Um, but what's your take, Pat? I know you said you have watched this recently to get into the spirit of.
Well, I watched it to get kind of ready for this show today, and I must say it is a dumpster fire of dumpster fires. It's a great movie if you're five, but as a 29-year-old male, it doesn't really hit home for me. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a good one. Hopefully I'm sure we're gonna laugh on the way. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Our Christmas watch along. Sorry, I'm still I'm in shock right now. But anyway, fans listening, if you've never listened to one of our watch along episodes before, we're gonna give you time cues throughout the episode of where we're gonna be at while watching the film. Basically, me and B Dog are just gonna kind of, shoot the shit, as they would say, throughout this episode. Kind of talk a little bit of a background behind it, maybe, and maybe just kind of our current observations during the film. Like I said, we'll let you know where we're at. If we need to pause for any reason, we'll let you know as well. Um, when we get this thing started, we're just gonna do three, two, one, play, and then play the film. Are you ready, Mr. B Dog?
Ready as I ever going to be. So,
Yeah, me too. Are you guys ready? I am so thrilled.
so I'll give us the countdown here in a very joyous and Christmas spirit. Okay, you ready? In honor of the three spirits. Or goes to Christmas past, goes to Christmas present, and goes to Christmas future.
Play. That was awkward. The iconic Walt Disney Pictures logo. I love it, by the way. There's so many in that little tune it does. It's iconic, really hits home for me.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite part of this movie.
I missed that Muppets opening a little bit.
Oh,
So
that's pretty dope too.
Jim Henson Productions. Why can't you be that good anymore? No, I'm just messing. Okay, so you want I had to look this up. Um,
Wow, he died right before this.
mhm. I'm curious to see what you think. What do you think this budget of this film was while it's starting up? You had to take a shot. What do you think the budget was?
What do I think the budget was?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say 3.5 million.
More.
6.5.
Double that.
12.
12 mil. Grossed in US and Canada, $27,381,507. Opening week in US and Canada, 5 mil. And gross worldwide, 33
The
mil.
fact this movie made theaters is mind-boggling.
Well, okay, you got to remember, Muppets is still a big thing during this time. And this is off the heels, I believe, when Disney bought them, too. Because Disney owned the rights to, and still owns the rights to the Muppets.
Really?
Oh, yeah, Disney owns the rights to them. You ever seen the epic rap battle of history when they do Jim Henson versus Stan Lee? At the end of it, here comes Mickey, or not Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney, pretty much telling him like he owns both of them. To pretty much shut up and let him do what he has to do with them. It's stupid, but it makes you laugh. The whole stinking
You know,
you.
one thing I
Yes.
love about this opening, I guess, is the set design of it. And you'll
Yeah.
see that throughout the film. I know this is your first time watching it in how many years?
I'm 18 years.
It's been 18 years since you've seen this movie. Oh, did you see that? Executive producer Frank
Frank
Oz.
on. Yep.
For those who don't know who Frank Oz is, you want to tell him, Mr. B Dog? That is Yoda. Yoda.
Do or do not. Dare not try.
Dumb this movie is.
You know, he also is Fungus and Monsters Inc., the guy who helps Randall.
That's Frank Oz?
That's Frank Oz.
No way.
It is.
You're
How
telling
do
me Yoda? You're telling me Yoda is in Monsters Inc.?
yeah, he's like what Mike is to Sully, but he's for Randall. Name is Fungus. Yeah.
Fungus, directed by Brian Henson.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's related to it sounds ignorant of me to say, but I'm just gonna go ahead on a safe limb here and say he's related to Jim.
Now, let
So
me
I'm
ask you this. Were
familiar with-
you a fan of like the human kind of Muppets mixture of this movie too? Because I think that's what distracted me a little bit from it.
well, I love the Muppet Treasure Island movie. That's one of my favorites growing up. This movie I saw when I was younger, and then like you, I kind of went and did not ever watch it again until about, you know, less than 24 hours before we did this.
Yeah.
But um no, I always liked the combination of it. I also like these two characters who kind of narrate it. And they also do narrations in the other movies as well, if I'm not mistaken. Now, are you familiar with the characters themselves in Muppet? You know what? I used to get so confused when I was a kid between the Muppets and Sesame Street. I'm probably not gonna be the only person to say that, but I just used to get so especially that Disney doesn't own Sesame Street, do they?
No, they only own the Muppets at this point. So Gonzo, I know. Gonzo, I'm like when it really comes to I'm very illiterate when it comes to the Muppets. I never really grew up with like things like the Muppets or Sesame Street. I didn't
Mm.
watch growing up as a kid. And so I know the main ones, like I know Kermit, I know Fozzie Bear, I know Gonzo, I know Miss Piggy.
Boston.
I know the main ones, but I
Hmm,
don't know everybody. And
gotcha. Oh,
there's Michael Caine.
you don't really see his face at first, which I kind of like. No, this is cool set designs just because you don't see this anymore. They don't make movies like they used to.
No.
Sound like a boomer.
You know, the
Uh,
sad thing is you don't really see a lot of Christmas Carol movies at all anymore, either way. You really don't anymore.
but it's the same story too. It's like how many times are we gonna tell the story?
But see, okay, it's kind of like, you know, how I say it's like, you know, how they did Romeo and Juliet and made it modern, right? There's ways you
Yeah.
could still make it modern and still tell the same story.
Mm-hmm.
If Hallmark can get away with it, then there's no reason why nobody else.
Oh my, yeah, yeah, right. Hallmark shouldn't be the only one to get
Hallmark for
get
teen.
away with this.
Um,
Yeah.
but because he
All
thinks
those
it
songs.
gives them power. Oh no. I know why you don't like this one now because of them. Oh no.
Yeah, this movie is just off the rails, bro.
But
It's crazy the shit we used to like when we were kids, right?
it makes us
Like
want to
your
put pump.
perception of what you used to watch when you were younger is just so much different now. As
It
like
makes you
you
question your
can't
parents' choices.
oh dude, well that and you can't comprehend with yourself. You're like, God, I like this. I used to watch this and be entertained.
This was a yearly thing in my family. What's wrong?
Exactly. The fact I had this movie on VHS and watched it multiple times,
I watched that till that tape broke, and now I know I will never watch it the same.
dude, it's just like
I don't
crazy.
know. I outrage Mr. Sneer.
He has no time for friend. I what do you think about and you I guess because you kind of raw dogged it with this one and was like, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and watch it while we watch this for the first time in a while. Don't shake your head with me. You did raw dog it, all right? Let's not let's chime in on those comments and see if you raw dogged it going into this. But I'm gonna go ahead and say, what do you think about the constant what do you think about the songs in this? This is going to be fun. I know we're finding the introduction of Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge through Muppet music, and this is a good time. So I just think I like they're gonna bring it. Oh shit, there's Michael.
Michael Caine's very young in this. Well, not very young, but he's younger than what I know him as. But humbug. That's right.
Michael Caine. I'm
Humbug.
back.
Humbug.
Master Back. I'm back.
I failed you, Master Bruce. Humbug.
Do not go gentle in that good night.
Dick Great Master Dick. Humbug. I ain't helping you. I don't. It's not because I can be a fan of musicals. Go answering your question. I can be a fan of musicals and stuff like that. And there are some good Christmas Carol movies that really do really well with the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Scrooge on Netflix is really good with Luke Evans, and one of my favorite specials, which you will hear if you guys go back to the episode where we talk about our top 5 specials. Um, I had The Stingiest Man in Town. I think that is a great musical Christmas Carol. Um, but I don't know why. I think for me, it's the Muppets kind of thing. It's like that whole thing of I don't like. It's kind of like when people live action and animate at the same time. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like, there's only one movie that I ever felt like did really well with that, and that's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But
Got
even that movie gets on my nerves sometimes too. Sorry, fans. It's not a movie. That movie terrifies me in my dreams, especially with Christopher Lloyd. What is it though? I'm gonna ask this because have you ever watched the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol?
I have not. No.
Okay, so in that one, Mickey's Bob Cratchit, and this one, Kermit's Bob.
Okay.
Why is it that they're always putting the main person as the secondary? Like, I know Mickey Mouse, I
Well,
know
because
like
they don't want to. I don't think they want to portray that character as the Scrooge character. They
they
want
try to make him the humble character, like this.
yeah, yeah. They want to make them the first likable character.
Okay, what Muppet would you put if you actually put a Muppet in Scrooge's performance? Who would you put? Which
Um, this probably is not going to be a good guess for me. I'm gonna go with Fozzie Bear.
he'd be a funny ass Scrooge.
Yeah, bah humbug to that.
Instead of humbug. Waka waka waka.
Waka waka.
Waka 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 would have a whole different meaning than what we've grown up.
Bah humbug. Yeah.
Our family's gonna listen to this podcast and go, "What the hell?" Where
Here
they
comes Scrooge's nephew to come talk some sense into him. Merry Christmas.
bah humbug.
This place always looks cold, like they never have heaters going.
See, this is why I say like this one, like he's so mellow tone as Scrooge.
Yeah, right. It doesn't. He's not showing a whole lot of emotion as
Like you play
compared to some other films.
like George C. Scott's a perfect example of it. He's very like he's Scrooge.
Uh-huh.
Um, that's what I said. It's one.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Like I don't know. Like it's when you play something like Scrooge, you need to have that whole emotion. Like even Walter Matthew. Okay, he does Scrooge in The Stingiest Man in Town, and it's so well done. His emotion.
Hmm.
This is like he can be strict here, but even then, it's like I don't know.
Who is this character, by the way?
Which the guy who
One
just
that has no eyes, that wears glasses.
that okay.
He looks like an olive. He looks like a green martini olive. Shaken, not stirred.
I give up. He looks like an olive.
He does. He looks like a walking olive, bro. Tell me otherwise.
I'm looking him up right now. Bunsen Honeydew.
What's that?
Bunsen Honeydew.
Bunsen Honeydew?
B U
That's the
N.
name they gave him? Bunsen Honeydew. And this is Rutherford watermelon. Like, what are we doing here? Do
See,
not
I
laugh.
don't
Just
know. I think this is so far my performance with Michael Caine. Michael Caine is too nice to play a role like Ebenezer Scrooge.
I
Seriously.
know it needs to be a real prick.
Even in his war movies, he still has like a sense of heart. But that's when
You
he's younger too.
you can't smile while saying humbug, and he's
Yeah.
doing it a
Or
lot.
why did you ever get married? He's laughing. It's like
Dude, that laugh though was funny. He's like ha 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 ha, like making fun of him. Really good stuff. So, man, this is pre Nigel Powers. Isn't that crazy?
got an issue. Here's a tissue.
Here's a tissue. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Man, it makes me want to watch Goldmember now.
Me, 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 me.
Wait, wasn't he in Princess Diaries? Oh no, he wasn't.
Who? Michael Caine?
No, I'm thinking of Hector Elizondo,
Yeah, that's the kind of like her bodyguard, like limo
the
driver.
older Hispanic guy, right? Yeah. God, he.
Penny for the song of that's one of those moments when you watch that movie, you want to sit there and then think that rabbit's gonna curse him. It's like it's gonna do the Beauty and the Beast situation. And I like how it's just Kermit and then a whole bunch of mice.
So, as far as the Christmas Carol movie goes itself, like, what do you think is your favorite rendition of it?
Movie wise,
Yeah,
George C. Scott's is a classic. You can never go wrong with his.
yeah.
If I had to say another one, I actually don't mind Scrooge on Netflix. I actually think it's
On Netflix.
with Luke Evans. I actually think it's really well done. The animation can be off sometimes, but it actually
Mhm.
terrible. But if I had to say like special wise, stingiest man or Mickey, I think it does really well. And I know the Flintstones did one too that way, and it was okay. It was like, eh.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Mr. Magoo's?
With Leslie Nielsen?
No, Mr. Magoo. It's just a cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's actually a Christmas Carol. It's like he's an actor on Broadway.
Gotcha.
It's so stupid.
Man, Kermit just got all of them a day off, it looks like.
Yeah, but you got to remember that he's stingy. So in order to do that, yeah, but he's not going to get paid for that either.
Man, I love the sets. You can totally tell that's a wall behind those, but still pretty cool.
Why to me does it feel so like I know the Muppets are like small, creatures, but even then it's one of those like it takes away to me that Victorian era or kind of that British kind of feel a little bit. Like
What do you mean, them being there takes away from it, or what?
like just the buildings. I think sometimes the colors give it off. Like when you watch something like Scrooge, you think colors. It's kind of like Wes. That's why Wes Anderson will never make a Christmas film whatsoever. Especially with Christmas Carol because
Well,
it's
this almost looks like the sets look too stationary. Like they look too like too standard as far as what you're looking for, right?
right. Yeah,
The
I think
appear
it's like it's one of those things. Like when you watch that, that's what makes those ghosts and the Ghosts of Christmas Past really stand out
Mhm.
because of those colors. The colors is what pops off. You know,
Everyone,
I
we're
think this
having
is
so
why
much
I don't
fun.
like it as so much because the story is supposed to be about Scrooge too. And I get it. You have to have some side characters and stuff, but this was just kind of a scene that's like it's
Yeah.
it's their kind of thing. Like it's not like why do we need to have this little scene where they're all it's
Yeah,
you
Brandon.
let me tell you what this scene reminds me of. You ever watch Office? Closing time. Exactly what I'm thinking when I'm watching it.
There's only one more sleep till Christmas. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. It's a season. Don't laugh at me, Brandon.
Clap along.
Fervent voice the whole time. So, so Brandon, how do you feel about this movie so far? Do you like it?
I raw dogged it.
Don't don't ignore me. I'm talking to you. I'm dead serious about talking like this the whole
You
time.
sound like Alan Rickman if he was on helium.
Oh, yeah, maybe I do.
Yeah, dude. Hans Gruber.
It's Christmas time.
Hans Gruber. Um, what?
Behold the Metatron,
But
power of the Almighty, and the one true voice, the voice, one true God. Behold the Metatron.
I raw dogged it, didn't I?
I bet you did, big boy.
See, this is why I say I don't like this so much.
All the same set, I bet.
Yeah, like when you really, yeah, it really just it makes you feel like it's. I think that's why I don't care for it as much. It's just because of the settings too. That's what I think more. It's like you can see the distinct difference when it's a Muppet point of view to being in a human point of view. I don't know.
I don't know. I like that.
Jacob and Robert Marley.
So these were his old business partners,
He only has one originally. Jacob Marley.
but he had a twin.
No, it literally in the play, it's only one. Jacob Marley.
Oh, I thought you just had two names.
Well, in this, it's Jacob and Robert.
What's the rat's name?
Ritz? Something
Oh,
like
it's Rizzo. It is Rizzo.
Rizzo.
Rizzo. Rizzo.
Yo, Rizzo.
What about to do with the big nose or the long snout thingy?
You have Enzo and Cass. There you go. From WWE. There you go.
Damn it. See, he's gonna see his other ghost homies right now. Yeah, this definitely isn't one of Michael Caine's best movies at all, right? I
Which
mean,
kind of shocks me he took something like this, but at the same time,
I was thinking about that before we recorded. I'm like, man, of all the shit Michael Caine's done, it's like, what drove him to want to do this?
well, okay, I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna go look this up quick. I'm kind of curious to see his filmography during that time frame because he was a big name '70s actor. He's a
Yeah. Well, he had like Secondhand Lions was like 10 years after this, I believe.
yep. Oh yeah, it was in 2000s when that movie came out. Yeah, that was like 2002, 2003. Uh,
Yeah.
Robert
I
Duvall,
mean, excuse me. This is early 90s, right? Like 92, I believe.
92.
Yeah. Good old Scrooge.
So during this time frame, he didn't play in a lot of stuff. He played in like mediocre stuff.
Like what? Like Hallmark Channel
Bull,
movies?
no, like Bullseye, Mr. Destiny, Noises Off, Blue Ice, On Deadly Ground.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't think Michael Caine was as prolific of an actor as we thought he was.
Well, you got to remember, okay, when you look at the 70s and 80s, it's a little different.
Yeah.
70s, he had at that point he had
Mhm.
like Zulu, he had Battle of Britain, he was in A Bridge Too Far. There's a lot of big name movies this guy was in. And then the early, I would say the 80s is when he started dying down a little bit. He was in Jaws the Revenge,
Is that the second or third Jaws?
the third.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. So at that point, people just didn't care. Not the point. And then really it wasn't until the 2000s where he's like with Miss Congeniality, Austin Powers, um,
That's
and Lions.
that's my favorite movie of his.
2000s is where he's gonna hit more.
Miss Congeniality is a banger, dude.
It is a banger with him in it.
I love that movie.
That's
I love
why they did
it a
it.
lot.
Oh my god. It's the two critics.
So they added Robert to this, right? It's
Yeah.
usually just
It's
Jacob
only
Mark.
just Jacob Mark
Got it. So they only added an extra character because
because
there
of
was
the critics. They're the critics.
got it.
Which makes sense why. But even then, it's one of those like I don't. There are always the two critics that always sit at like in the little amphitheater up in the top, little
Mhm.
stand that looks over the Muppet Show all the time. Statler
Jacob,
and Walt
Jacob, Robert, don't criticise me. I'm only doing the best I can. My name's Scrooge. Do.
Bomberg, Statler and Waldorf is their names. Statler,
Waldorf,
Waldorf.
Waldorf
Oh,
pudding.
there's another song.
Kind of loved it. Ha 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 ha. Do you have you seen it seems like they always have a big time actor or actress in these films to kind of like lead it, right?
Hmm.
And you have Michael Caine in this. You got Tim Curry in The Muppet Treasure Island, and
What's that fit for him? That was a good fit for him.
Billy Connolly's in that movie too.
But yeah, remember, see, this is where I will say the difference to him. Tim Curry is known to play roles like that, where
Yeah.
it's kind of silly. Michael Caine is
No, yeah.
not
The fact
something.
this guy went from Muppets to Dark Knight, like that shit's crazy.
I
Not
failed
like he went
Master.
there in that order, but you know what I mean.
Alfred, what is this? I failed you, Master Bruce. I failed you.
No, you failed me, Master Bruce. My name's Kermit. Yeah.
And it's Miss Piggy, Rachel. Rachel.
Rachel! Rachel!
Gonzo's gonna be Two-Face.
Huh.
Or Fozzie, there we go. Or
Any,
oh, that
any
Fozzie needs
last
to be
words? Let her go. Poor choice of words.
Waka waka. Waka waka waka.
Waggle, waggle, waggle.
Who's won the bell?
Why are you so serious? Yeah, my name's Kermit, and I'm proud to say I'm a hardworking frog of the USA.
See, that's why I said I think I like the musical more with the stingiest man in town because, like, when Marley comes in, it's like he tries to tell him like all his misdeeds too, and they did it here a little bit, but not as much. Like it was more of a comedy part of it, and
Hmm.
that scene is such one of the biggest scenes of the story. Is look where this has gotten me, and you're. It's like they say in stingiest man. It's like he says, "I wear these chains, these heavy chains."
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much he's like telling them why. And then he goes, what was it? Although my chains are very strong, yours is even stronger. Because Scrooge is still alive and making the same decisions.
Gotcha.
It's even longer. So that's where I went. That's why I like that musical more. Because it's one of those like he's really telling you the story in a musical tone. And it's really well done. I think we should do a watch along Stingiest Man in Town and really compare these two. I'll get you to watch Stingiest Man in Town one way or another. Christmas special.
Gonna be the
Or we watch Christmas with the Joker one way or another. I'm going to get you to watch one of them.
Christmas with the Joker.
That is actually a thing. Why I made my list.
They did a DC animated film like
No, it's
Christmas
not a
film?
DC animated film. It is part of the Batman the Animated Series. And it's literally an episode, and the episode starts off with Mark Hamill's Joker singing Jingle Bell, Batman smells, Robin lays an egg, a Batmobile lost a will, and Joker got away, and then he escapes prison.
Oh wow, that's where that song comes from.
It's really good.
Wow, I feel very, very fooled right now.
And then SpongeBob tried to
Been
try
a
to
joke my whole life. How did I not catch on to that?
but that's what I said. Oh no, here we go. Rizzo. Scrooge slipped into the empty silence of a dreamless. Oh my gosh, they're trying to climb the
What's his name again?
Rizzo.
It's gonna be Rizzo climbing the top rope.
Don't you want to see the whole story? They say I'm like, see, like the Singiest Man too. They actually have like a little humbug. Literally, it's like a little bug that follows him everywhere he goes.
Yeah, hums.
And literally, his name is B something humbug. And he says his mom got so tired of hearing him say humbug, she just called him humbug. Pretty catchy.
I guess. Such a weird name to say, or like a weird word to say though. Humbug?
Humbug.
Humbug.
Humbug. Say it again. Humbug.
It's humbug. Yeah. My name's Pat Mahomes. Wait, not Pat Mahomes. Now this is creepy. I watched this earlier and I'm like,
This is a pretty creep. The present and the past shouldn't be as creepy. Like this guy could understand that this was like your future. Seriously.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes me think that's a lot of CGI at the time too, and everything. It's just heavy.
A touch of my hand and you shall fly.
It's like Baby
Don't do
Deadpool.
it. That's a tiny hand.
As I say, it sounds like I think it's tinier than Baby Deadpool's hand.
Stop.
I love how he literally just batline Scrooge.
Spirits, what's this at night?
It's a light at the end
It's
of the
Doctor
tunnel.
Evil's underground lair. Got you now, Mr. Powers.
You're a freaking chameleon now.
Well, bah humbug to you. Fucking, oh, we're ridiculous, dude. Wow, fans, this is our first time queue. We are 33 minutes and 46 seconds, falling a little bit behind on keeping you guys supported on that end. So if you've just been listening to us ramble for the last 30 minutes, that's why I haven't said anything.
So at this point in time, of course, Christmas goes to Christmas past, take him to his past.
Yeah. What? Tell me what you want, or tell me tell me what you think. What you really, really think. I'll tell you what I think. What I really, really think. Look so perplexed, B Dog.
I'm just watching this that the narrators, one of them's now being chased by a cat.
Rizzo.
Oh, I know. It just makes me laugh that I'm sitting here doing that. I was a boy. See, this part from here on out, I can actually see Michael Caine doing better. But when you
Yeah.
first initial scene, it's like I
Yeah.
said, when you see him in the office and his nephew comes and visits him and everything, it's one of those like you need to have a strict Scrooge. You need that person that's going to show emotion.
Well, I'll
And
tell you what, when I watched this, I thought the same thing as far as like his character really is likable by the end of this movie, but it's like the beginning of him, you're like, man, you really hate Scrooge. But at the same time, this actor is playing him a little bit differently than what we're used to, right? I love the whole panning back to them for narrating the story. It's fun. I
okay,
love when movies do that. I love when movies have a narrator that's like live in the story, like Big Lebowski
yeah,
having Sam Elliott in there.
yeah. But like this one too, okay, would you have felt like it would have been different if Kermit was in something like that?
What, in that role?
As the narrator?
No, because Kermit's more of a bigger character. You don't need a big character to narrate it necessarily.
You had a
I think
point.
you need more of a strong character. Like I know saying the Big Lebowski is a weird comparison compared to, from this movie, but
Step over the line now, Pat. Don't
he's
step on the
like
line.
he's the dude abides. He's like the dude abides.
Dude,
I
about
don't know about you, but I take comfort in that. Do you think that's Michael Caine's real
I
hair?
had 12,000 or 1,274 brothers and sisters.
Jesus, his poor mother.
I just love how Gonzo's in there, like, you don't know what it means to be lonely. I had 1,274 brothers and sisters.
Gonzo, that's what his name is.
Gonzo. I said at the beginning of the
I
podcast.
know, but you think I'm gonna remember all this? Come on now.
Yes.
Gorbonzo bean. Gonzo bean. Gratitude. I like this guy. What's his name?
I believe it's E. I'm looking it up right now.
I remember him being the Treasure Island one.
Isn't he the one that does the roll call?
Yes, I believe so.
Sam Eagle.
Sam Eagle? Well, it's better than Benson Strawberry or Honeysuckle or whatever it was. Honeydew. Benson Honeydew. There you go.
Honey.
Cantaloupe's better. Kind of looks like a bird.
He is an eagle. Come on, Pat. What do you think an eagle is?
Thank you guys for joining us for an amazing episode. It's been real, it's been fun, but clearly it hasn't been real fun. B-Dog, tell them where we can find us on all social media.
No, we're keeping that in now.
What's his name again? Sam Eagle? Oh, he looks like a bird. He's an eagle.
He is an eagle.
Yeah.
Caca. God.
Oh, I made my
So
dog.
we were in the scene where he was visiting himself as a child, pretty much being lonely during Christmas. Now we're going to go to where he is going to meet his one true love, Belle.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. Why my thing is, so this ghost that's following him around is super creepy. Like, I'm talking real creepy. Why couldn't we have maybe had a Muppet play the ghost? I mean, come on, this movie's about
That is a
Muppets.
Muppet, though.
What, the ghost is? That's
Yeah.
a Muppet?
I don't know what her name is, but
You
I'm
need to retire that Muppet.
a Fozzie Wig, Fozzie Bear. You get it? They changed the name, Fozzie Wig. God,
Get it. Funny stuff.
no.
It's so fuzzy. We could be body. What is he carrying? Oh. All right. We are at 40 minutes and 48 seconds, everyone. Oh, we're about halfway through this monstrosity of a Christmas film.
It is a puppet, so it is the actress Jessica Fox who plays her.
Jessica Fox. Why does that sound familiar? That's just me.
There's a that's something else you don't see in most Christmas carols. Jacob Marley is never at that party.
And he's at this party right now?
Yeah. That's both of them, Jacob and Robert.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. It's a flashback. For a second, I'm like, wait, I thought those brothers were dead. We just saw their ghosts, but no, okay. Duh. Follow the movie.
The Swedish Chef.
Sam Eagle. He looks like a bird.
Every time I think of the Swedish Chef, you want me to tell you what scene goes on in my head? You ever watch The Office? And they're doing there's been a murder in Savannah. And they're sitting there and Kevin goes, they're trying to do the dialect, and Kevin goes, but can you do the Swedish Chef? And he goes, I don't get it. What is he from? He's from Sesame Street, dumbass.
Did you even get that right?
That's animal.
Man, I thought they were about to start playing that song in Star Wars. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, that ghost is really creepy.
Why that song kind of sounds like it could be in a Mario game. Yeah, right. Just what I needed. Oh, she's gonna show you that Christmas, bro. You have no say. So I think that maybe he just needed money at this point, and you said when did Disney take over the Muppets?
That I don't remember actually. So, but before we go to that, and I'll check that here in a second. So, of course, Mr. Fozziewig, they have their party. He's first introduced to Belle. Now we're flash forwarding a little bit and going to another Christmas Eve where you're going to find that he proposes to Belle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we already start seeing that Ebenezer is going to the way of money. He's going into the way of his way of living and his security. But let me look that up.
Man's all about his finances.
Actually, I take that back. They had the movie rights, but they did not officially take over that till 2004.
Oh, for real?
14 years after the initial negotiations began,
Mm-hmm.
Disney acquired the Muppets intellectual property from the Henson Company for 75 mil
Mm.
on February
Heard
7th.
that the new because they're building a new Monsters Inc. land, I think, in Disney
Yeah.
World, and that's gonna be taking over where their Muppets thing is right
I
now.
don't think I think still we're gonna still get stuff with Muppets. Like it's a fan thing. You can't. Yeah. Now,
Yeah, I mean, but like, how many? I don't know. Yes and no. Muppets are iconic though. Like,
Muppets is a big thing Disney bought. You know, it might not look big, but it is big. They had a show for so many seasons too, and and it did make movies talks. There was even Oscars for
then
the.
who owns Sesame Street? Just Sesame Street? They have their own thing.
You're making me go look it up again.
I'm so sorry.
I was looking. I was like, I don't know.
I knew when I asked that, I'm like, shit, that's gonna make him look up something.
Three, who? Oh,
Look at that feast. Quite the spread here. Who is this dude? This dude looks like a he looks like a Muppet version of Tormund Giantsbane in Game of Thrones.
that's a way to put it.
You should you
If
should
you
look that
don't,
you should look that character up right now.
I'm
You should
going to right
look
now.
up Tormund Giantsbane. Tell me that guy does not look like him.
I know who you're talking about. It just, I'm curious to see who this Muppet is. So I'm wondering. I think all these Muppets are all the ones that play the ghost are all just original.
Really? They just have to incorporate him
Yeah,
somehow?
because literally when I just looked it up, that's literally what it says. That's
Hmm.
all he's known for. But they made somebody actually Michael Caine size. And at this point, too, Belle and him split up,
Mhm.
them as a couple, which is a typical thing.
Is that looks like Hagrid's brother? Dude, they almost look
Very
like
small, but
They're in Diagon Alley this whole time.
doo 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 doo. I thought I saw something Ravenclaw in the background.
Diagon Alley. Did he say diagonally? Man, this is a banger of a song. Oh yeah, that character. What is what did you drag me through, Brandon?
I didn't drag you or anything. We play more
You
friendly.
dragged me through everything right now.
Thanks, fam. We really love you guys. I feel like sometimes, like it's like I said, the music when Scrooge is put into a musical or Christmas Carol, the songs do really well with the whole aspect of the story. I just feel like this doesn't. It's
This
all
movie seems
outside.
quickly put together. It's like, oh, we have to incorporate all these different Muppet characters in this movie. How are we going to do that? And go. You know what I mean? I'm like, how are we going to make them intertwine with Ebenezer Scrooge's character?
But see, to me, that's another thing that I don't like. So something that he says, "Oh, show me this." The Ghost of Christmas Present just takes him to make him understand things, to make him be because he's still mad like oh, bah,
Yeah, don't make this Ebenezer's choice. This has to be the ghost choice.
yeah, like it. That's the whole purpose. Is that these spirits are supposed to take him on this journey to make him understand what
And
Christmas.
he's like, show me the way.
Show me. Like no, I want Scrooge literally dragged hand and feet, literally through everything.
They're like, oh, we're gonna show you.
I said it first.
That's funny.
It's a creature, and they named it Ebenezer Scrooge.
What a diss.
That's what you call a diss track back in that time.
Jesus.
This is the Kendrick Lamar Drake. I wish to see no more. But see, that's the other thing I don't like either, because the nephew still like toasts him, like he still loves his uncle, even if
Got
his
it.
uncle doesn't love him, or he thinks his uncle doesn't love him.
Well, he accepts that he loves him though, right? I mean,
Well, he does, but it's one of those things like Scrooge is only in love with one thing.
money.
And I think that's the thing is like every other rendition, you see his nephew Fred really still love him because that's his nature of his sister. See, that's why I said some Scrooge stories get the story of his sister, some don't.
Hmm.
And it's sad because when you really get that story, sometimes it actually does paint away a little bit of who Scrooge is. Like his sister, it comes more into the factor of his sister comes is the one that comes and gets him from the school and brings him home when he's a child. But she dies shortly after. Or I think she dies during childbirth or something like that. Um, and then that's when you get Fred.
Hmm.
But see, like when I'm going back to the music part, that's why I don't care for this so far. Is like when you look at something like Stingiest Man, and I'll bring this up, but it's a good musical. When you see like the first scene, right, when you have the Fred come in, like "Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge," humbug, yeah, you know, it's like it
Hmm.
still tells you the story while being in a musical form. This, the music like takes away. Oh my gosh, Miss Piggy.
You don't like Miss Piggy?
I'm not a big fan of Kermit or Miss Piggy, and there's literally I'm just laughing that two of the kids are Miss Piggy
They're
Junior.
just miniature versions of Miss Piggy. Ooh.
You know that's a CGI background.
Oh yeah. Huh. We have hit the 55 minutes and 24 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Slowly but surely getting through it. No, this movie is, like I said, it's fun so far. I think just knowing that what it is, you know what I mean? Like knowing what kind of movie this is like, oh wow, okay. if I was, my son's age or, maybe under 10 years old, I would be down to watch this movie.
But you
But
know
I
that
think,
it's targeted for kids. Like if it's like
yeah, no, I think that's the problem. Is like it's targeted for kids, and we put ourselves through.
well, our families decided to put us through this, and this is what happens.
They're gonna get
They
coal,
okay, family, choose a movie for us, and they choose this one.
gonna get coal in your stockings.
We love you. God.
But we're here now. We're in it. We're having fun. It's a good time. Is it a good movie? Absolutely not.
Yeah, this is not my favorite Scrooge film whatsoever. Never will
I
be.
like Scrooged with Bill Murray.
See, that's the whole thing. Like I was talking about, they took a modern take on it.
Well, that's what I like about it too. It's a modern take on the story.
You know, you can do that story and not have to make it back in the old times. You can make it more present. I think they did one with Matthew McConaughey, the girlfriends of Christmas Past or something like that, or the past or
Oh, really?
and he's getting haunted by his three exes from his past. And I think that's the thing with Michael Caine in this movie. He just has that one look.
Right. But humbug, just randomly.
I'm like,
Humbug. Man, what a good song this is.
all right, fans, we are sitting at 58 minutes and 32 seconds.
Oh yeah. Got you for 58 minutes of playtime. Yeah.
And
What's
it's
Kermit's
such a
obsession
wonderful song
with
when they
space?
said that. We have so much that we can share.
Do we?
Got 30 minutes more playtime. Eat it.
You got many 3 minutes of playtime. Bone saw's ready.
That sounds so bad.
Are you talking about me? With great power comes great responsibility.
Man.
I can't tell.
Michael, it's like in this, Michael Caine's just got a blank face. Now, mind you, we're in the house of Bob Cratchit, his wife, and his kids, and Tiny Tim, and they're singing their song. Um, but you can't read his face. It's like at this point, you should see a little difference in Ebenezer Scrooge. You don't see that here. But see, that's something else I don't like either, because the present is the one that kind of tells him a little bit about what happens to Tiny Tim. You know what happens to Tiny Tim?
Tiny Tim.
Bob Cratchit's son.
No, what happens to Tiny Tim?
I guess you'll find out here in a second.
Ah, I guess I will.
I forget you're not. You haven't watched a lot of Christmas Carol stories, huh?
Have I watched a lot of Christmas carols? I've seen the old school one, and I think I've seen Scrooge, and I think that's it.
Well, he just gave that little ho ho, and then he just like you grab,
Right?
like it's like what? What's up? Thug life.
a pretty cool looking Santa, honestly.
That's exactly what he turned into. And see, some of the Christmas carols actually make him out to be like that.
Mm.
Some don't. But that I think is more targeted for the kids because the kids are more like that. Like, oh, that's Santa, that's this, that's that. When you watch more adult ones, not always that way. Oh,
Fog.
of Ghosts of Christmas Yet to Come. Now we are sitting at 1 hour, 3 minutes, and Ghosts of Christmas Come has just appeared. Or Ghosts of Christmas Yet to Come has just appeared. We'll meet you at the finale. You're on your own, folks. Bad narrators. Don't go through that portal. Don't go through it. Out. Let's do the time warp again. So at this point, he's taking them into the what's yet to come. And at this point, they this is what I love about the Scrooge stories is that some stories will do this where they're telling, oh yeah, they're talking about this guy who's passed. But Scrooge does not know who they're talking about. I swear, if another song breaks out, I'm gonna get so mad.
Oh, you know there is, dude.
God. When I hear the music going a little bit, I'm like, please don't let there be another singing portion.
I already hear a little jingle.
I actually did not know there was a spider looking Muppet. Oh, the many things you will learn when you walk down Mulberry Street. I just pulled up Dr. Seuss.
I was just gonna say that sounds so familiar. I couldn't think of it a second.
Many things
Or at
you'll learn
first.
on Mulberry Street.
You're finally starting to see some kind of emotion in Michael Caine's character. Doesn't that street look very Tim Burton-esque?
Kind of with the mixture of Jim Henson.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said, like, somebody like Wes Anderson would never make a Christmas Carol film. I'm sorry. It takes away those dull colors that you need to make the story. And at this point, you probably get where it happened to Tiny Tim. This is Christmas yet to come. And they're crying in there. Tiny Tim passes. So that's why I don't like that either. Because at this point, even too, like even he still Scrooge has emotion at this point. Like he feels guilty for the thing that is happening and that he was now at this point he's got to see his wrongdoings. That now he's not helping these people and look what's happening kind of thing.
Folks, we are at an hour and 8 minutes and 22 amazing seconds of A Christmas Carol by the Muppets. That probably did that wrong, but whatever. We're getting there. I think we have done so well to this point, Brandon. I'm really proud of us, by the way. Look at that little shit-eating grin you have on your face. Um, man, this has been good though. I don't think I ever want to watch a Muppets movie after this today, though. I think I'm done. I'm retiring the Muppets.
Are you a man or are you a Muppet? Am I a man or am I a Muppet? Am I a Muppet? A movie that song was nominated for Best Original Song in the Oscars for the Muppets.
No.
Am I a man? Am I a Muppet?
Muppets, yes. The tits now for 500. Wow, see, I'm getting all the Tim Burton vibes off of this film, or off of this scene right here. God, dude, that ghost is so creepy.
For this to be a Muppets movie, it's like a darker vibe that you get from them.
Right?
Like Treasure Island, you can get with. Like it's still pirates, it's still colorful.
Upbeat, yeah.
This is a very it's like Christmas Carol cannot be taken lightly. That's why I
No,
said I've read the book.
it's not a typical joyful Christmas movie or
No,
Christmas story for that matter.
I've seen, like I said, I've read the books many. I've That's like a yearly read. Whenever Christmas comes around, I'm reading Christmas Carol. I watch the plays, I watch the movies and the specials. I'm a big Christmas Carol guy. I'm a big Charles Dickens guy. But this is why I said it's just hard. Just yeah. And he sees his name. This is what everybody was scrounging after was all his stuff. Said,
Oh dang. Who names a kid Ebenezer? Do you think that's just like an old-timey name?
yeah, you don't ever hear kids be called Ebenezer.
Call him,
Name
I
my
think
kid Ebenezer now.
his
Okay.
name's Eb for short. Zeb.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't seen him cry like that since.
That's what I said. It's just for how he acts. It's just one of those like it's there, but that emotion should have been throughout.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not. It didn't really cap. He didn't really capture the essence of
Ebenezer.
Ebenezer.
Yeah, you're supposed to get that vibe that he's learning a lesson and everything. And the whole time he just had that one blank stare.
Humbug.
Hi guys, we're back. We promised we'd be. He's Gonzo and Rizzo are just stupid.
I like them too. Yeah, I them two together are great. They're really good together in Treasure Island.
Do I smell Treasure Island watch along coming along soon?
You know what? That'd be the only other puppet or Muppet movie I'd watch. Maybe
Bones and bones.
if the time is right. I don't think we're gonna randomly. I don't think the fans want us to randomly sprinkle in another Muppet watch along after this one. Notice how it's snowing in one spot. Oh, now it's not. I talk shit. What? Me? It's Christmas Day, my dude. That's right. You think that's real? That's fake snow, right?
Yeah. Wow. That guy ain't coming back with money.
Bob Cratchit, a turkey. Christmas related though. So when you have Christmas dinner, are you a turkey for Christmas dinner kind of guy, or you think that's more of a Thanksgiving?
I actually do Christmas roast. So we have Christmas roast, carrots.
I'm like prime rib.
Yeah, no, like a roast. Like think of what you eat when you hear stew. All right, it's like roast beef.
Okay.
Roast. We have roast, carrots, like mashed potatoes. We do like the green bean casserole too, just to have something different. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Turkey is more Thanksgiving to me. I can eat turkey year round and not care because that's
Oh, really?
I am. But I don't know. That's what I said. For me, it's always doing that, having that moment where you can. I love to cook Christmas dinner more than I like cooking Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I think Christmas just means more. But see, my family too, we usually do that, and we'll actually make like a Christmas breakfast. So that's kind of more our thing too, is where all the family kind of gets together for breakfast. We
Okay.
have guests and stuff, and then we
Yeah,
go
yeah, I've done that. Yeah, yeah. Like a breakfast or
like a
a
brunch
Christmas
or
brunch. Yeah.
and then later on the day our sometimes our family sticks together, sometimes we'll kind of break off and then we'll do our roast or we'll do something different, you know. We're always different every year, but roast is more of my main tradition that I grew up with. uh,
Hmm.
which if it wasn't turkey, it was roast for me that I could eat. Ham, I'm not a big ham eater, so when people say Christmas ham, I'm like, you're disgusting. Pat, are you the ham guy?
I like ham.
Are you a ham guy?
I'm more of a prime rib guy for Christmas.
Prime rib, okay.
Yeah, prime rib.
Okay.
Go big or go home.
Smoker, or you put it on the smoker, or you do.
Yeah, I'll do like a. I don't do it every year because it just depends, but I'm more of a prime rib guy for Christmas. I feel like you should that that should be a. Also, like when I was a kid, I think we used to do that for Christmas Day.
Hmm.
Christmas Eve was at my grandparents', where they would do more of a seafood thing. Because Italian family, they would do like a big crab feed, or they would do like uh, bunch of clam dishes and stuff like that. But
And Michael Caine should never have long hair. I'm putting it out.
no, well, I was just asking earlier too. You think that's not his real hair, right? That's gotta be fake.
It's extensions. It's fake hair. Like you know that.
We just really sat here and watched this whole movie. I think it's the biggest feat we've had to date here on Just For Flix.
The whole town's following.
One small step for men,
One
one
giant leap for
giant
mankind.
leap.
Hey, there's the bird that you didn't think there was a bird. You know,
It's Eagle. That's Sam Eagle.
Eagle, buddy. I can't
Oh
believe
boy,
you said that.
he looks like a bird.
He thinks he's
He's
a bird.
cute.
Well, he is an eagle.
Joke of the day. You're welcome.
That's gonna be your post for the day. Heart. Hold you close in a thing. Hold you close.
Thank you. My name's Michael Caine.
He is not a good singer. Sorry.
And a thankful heart. I was gonna say a thankful fart.
Single fart. Yeah.
We're getting very close, folks. We're at an hour, 18 minutes, and 22 seconds. Approaching the last scene here, it looks like. Bob Cratchit. Yeah, what do you want, Ebenezer?
Frick, frick your, I don't want to work today. It's Christmas.
There's there's laser beams attached to their friggin' heads.
I'm about to raise you off the pavement.
Oh, he's gonna give Cratchit a salary raise. How nice. They're not so Bob that's the thing is like Kermit's not named as Kermit in this, right? He's Bob
Bob
Cratchit.
Cratchit. Yeah, he's Bob Cratchit.
Bob Cratchit.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack, I'd like a chicken salad sandwich.
Now, you want me to tell you who could have played this role, and I probably would have liked it better?
Who's that?
Ron Williams.
What as
Ebenezer Scrooge. I think he'd be a perfect Ebenezer. He can play that strict role.
plus that's like this is a perfect era for him to do this in. So yeah,
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Yeah, no, that's a good yeah.
I could see him mix well with the Muppets. Yeah, I think if Ron Williams was, I think I could take it. You know, like okay, I would be willing to watch.
Yeah.
There's the whole cast.
So I gotta say, out of all the movies we could have picked, do you think this was the right choice? No, probably not, right? But I think we had a lot of fun doing this. It was fun while it lasted, but the good times cannot always last. As that is the end of a fulfilling episode. Folks, I had fun. I don't know about B Dog. I'm pretty sure B Dog had fun. He had a couple giggles.
I was raw dogging it. I know that now for a fact.
That's
But
going to be the name for the episode Muppet Raw Dog.
yeah, the Muppet Christmas Carol raw dog.
I like it.
The raw dogging of the But fans, let us know what you think about this movie. Is this a movie that you guys watch in your tradition? Do you think it's aged well? Let us know in the comments. Check us out on Spotify. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok at J4F Podcast for other future updates. Keep up to date with us. Also, check out past videos as well on Spotify as well. I'm turning it back over to Patty B to take us out.
Yeah, thank you guys for everything. This was a fun one. I'm gonna be excited to hear what the feedback is on this one. This should be good. But remember, just like we always say, we do it just for flicks.
Oh, humbug.
Bye bye.